We were raised on the promise that freedom would make us happy. For generations, that was the dream. Our parents, grandparents fought for freedom from war, freedom from rules, freedom from limit, and in many ways, we did get it. Today, we can be anyone, be anywhere, do anything, and yet we feel the most lost. Strange, isn't it? Today, we have unlocked so many doors that we have forgotten which door leads us home. Now imagine I give you these 50 keys and one of these will open the door to happiness. Sounds fun, right? But here's the catch. Every day the door to happiness changes and so does the key. Today it might be key number 22, but tomorrow it might be key number 27. Sounds confusing, right? That's modern freedom and that's exhausting.
By the end of 90s came the Cultural Revolution. Be yourself, follow your dreams. People tore down walls of tradition and started building a world of the new possibilities. This was the era where we had personal, political, and emotional freedom. Yet, it did not felt right. In the early 1950s, people majorly had 3 to 4 life decisions to make. Career, it was usually their father's local business or a safe government job. While for the partner, it usually came round from somewhere near your hometown or suggested by your relatives. Today, an average person has to make 70 plus decisions daily. Personal brand or a freelance, or maybe a corporate job. Dating or no dating. Buy or rent. Too many decisions to make. From just 2 generations, we went from a handful of pre-decided paths to infinite possibilities, while our brain are pretty much still stuck on the 1950s hardware.
Viktor Frankl, an Australian neurologist and psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust, basically the mass murder of 6 million Jews by the Nazis and their collaborators. During this time, he encountered multiple concentration camps. Franklin discovered something profound in these camps. Let me show you the same with a simple experiment. Box 1 on the left side has total freedom. The marble can roll anywhere, no walls, no boundaries, completely flat and infinite possibilities. Box 2 on the right side, there is freedom but with purpose. Same marble, same freedom to move, but with one difference. A path, an actual destination to reach.
Frankel's work showed us something important. The second marble had a more meaningful moment. Why? Because freedom without direction isn't freedom, it's just drifting. The marble in the maze has constraints. Agreed. But it also has something that the free marble doesn't have. The reason to move, a goal worth reaching. Franklin said, what a man needs is not just a tensionless state, but a goal worth striving and surviving for.
Let's understand this with a case study. Sarah, a 28-year-old graphic designer, could have worked from any place in the world, but she could not feel at rest. She had constant panic attacks and anxiety because she never felt at home at any place. After a year, Sarah moved to a city, even committed to it, and later joined the local art classes. Guess what happened? She strived. Not because she had less freedom, but she had the structure she always needed.
If we go back in the past and see how the systems work to justify what Schwartz said, Schwartz's team did something brilliant. They set up 2 jam tasting booths at a grocery store. Booth 1 with 6 flavors of jam, Booth B with 24 flavors of jam. They set up the stall for the whole day. At the end of the day, the table with 24 flavors had 60% people stopping and looking at them, while only 3% bought it. At the same time, the table with 6 flavors of jam, only 40% people stopped and looked. But guess what? 30% people bought from it. 10 times more people bought from the smaller section. Can you guess why? Berry's message was clear. More options don't make us freer, they only make us more anxious. Every decision you make drains a finite resource out of you called the decision energy. Watch this. What to wear? 5% energy drain. What to eat for breakfast? Another 5% energy gone. What route to work? 3% energy gone. Response to the email now or later? 4% energy drained. Which meeting to prioritize? Another 7% energy gone.
By 10 a.m., you have already made 35 decisions, your energy meter starting at 65. But guess what? You haven't really done any work yet. By evening, when you face important decisions, your health, your relationship, your goals, your brain is running on empty. And then there's the dopamine problem. Every new decision, every new option promises a hit of dopamine. But just like any drug, you build tolerance. What excited you yesterday bores you today. The prefrontal cortex tires, the dopamine spikes and crashes, and soon nothing feels rewarding.
Psychologists Edward and Richard found out that lasting happiness comes from only three things. Number one, autonomy, the freedom to make choices. Number two, mastery, the ability to get better at something. And number three, connection, deep relationships with others around you. But modern life overfed one, autonomy, and starved the others. We can choose everything today, but we are masters of nothing and connected to no one.
Today, on the social media, we start comparing our behind the scenes life to everyone else's highlighted reels.
When we see somebody's edited reel on the social media, we don't see the 47 retakes, the 2 hours of edit, the 2 hours of makeup, and the $500 rent for that fit. When somebody's joy becomes our checklist, their wins are quite failures. Social media does not show you life. It shows you the versions that are optimized, filtered, stacked for envy. What social media promised us was connection, but what we got was comparison. The World Happiness Report shows that the life satisfaction of the people over the years have gone down. Even when the economies have grown, the education rates are at all-time high and the technology provides us everything on our fingertips. Let's look at the data with real examples. On the left side, look at the Scandinavia countries like Finland, Denmark, Iceland. They consistently rank highest in the happiness index. Yet they are not the richest or the most free in the liberal sense. They are the most connected, strong social trust and deeper community bonds. While at the same time, on the right hand side, look at the nations like US or Japan. High level of personal freedom, high achievement, but these are also the countries with the highest rate of loneliness and anxiety.
When answered, if you could go anywhere, why would you stay here? They answered differently. Some said my family, some said my community, and some even said my friends.
They had the freedom, they could have left, but they chose to stay. Not because they were trapped, but they found something more important than options: belongings. To conclude it all, I can say that it's not more or less freedom that a human craves, it's meaningful freedom, because true happiness can only be found in belonging and not in the options. So here's your challenge for the week. Commit to one thing. Not explore, not sample, commit. It could be anything: a relationship, a routine, an artwork, a community, just one. And watch out for the difference it makes when you stop exploring every other option and start to build something real.